Radiant team ban.
Okay, and welcome back everybody. You're watching Game 2 between Virtus.Pro and Dignitas in the Premier League Season 3. Now, my name is Triumph Man, and we'll be casting this game for you now. Of course, Dignitas, they were looking shaky in game number 1. Oh, so shaky at the beginning of the game. And then the turnaround happened. Fogged, man of the hour, setting up the fights for Tiny A2000 to bring him down. Set him up. A2000, he knocked him down with his baseball bat. Sure he did. Sure enough, he did. Completely and utterly decimated Virtus.Pro in the late game. How Virtus.Pro, they decide, let's Barret the Wisp and make that not happen this time around. And it was honestly a lot of mobility. Their mid game was really stalled by lots and lots of counter pushes there from the Tiny and the Wisp. Very annoying stuff. However, Dignitas though, they banned the Bat Rodents. Wondering if we'll see something like Magnetor also be banned out here. Now Virtus.Pro do have the first pick if they want to take it. So we'll see what they've got planned instead.
5 seconds remaining.
As for why do I not have a co-caster, unfortunately I don't happen to have one chained up in the basement, so it's not something I can just pull out whenever I need it. We'll need to see if I can find one. We'll see if we can find one. However, Dignitas though, with their second ban, let's see what they decide to pick up here, and it will be Templar Assassin. So Magnus, he's in the pool now. Will Virtus.Pro pick him up? Also Darkseer. Darkseer also a very powerful hero, also available. Again, those vacuums, indeed nasty stuff last match as well. We'll see what Virtus.Pro decide to open up here. They're going to take the time. This one, decided to go with Bounty Hunter. Now, Bounty Hunter was actually banned out by Virtus.Pro last match. It was their second ban, if I remember correctly. It looks like Virtus.Pro are going for gank heavy. It's about the only way you want to play with the Bounty Hunter. Of course, lots and lots of nasty ganks, and of course, allowing heroes to completely skyrocket out of control in terms of gold gain. We'll see what Dignitas have up their sleeve in return. Now, they do have the double pick. If they want to do something nasty like a Black Hole Darkseer combo, they could go for the Vacuum and the Black Hole together. However, they decided to go with the Magnus. Oh, boy. They decided to go with a ton of Vacuum here. They're just going to hoover up everybody. They've got Vacuum. They've got the Magnus ult there. Tinker, though, being picked up by Virtus.Pro. Interesting choice there. Lone Druid as well. Looks like Virtus.Pro are going to go for a bit of a... Well, they're going to gank. I think Tinker is probably going to go for the gank thing lineup there. I just don't know if they can teamfight effectively. I mean, it depends whether or not he goes for the lasers or the rockets. If they decide to pick up the marching machines, they might be able to control these teamfights. But I'm a little bit worried. Bounty Hunter, not exactly a fantastic participant in mid-game teamfights. And Lone Druid as well. Again, not exactly a lot of not a lot of benefit from him in a fight until he picks up that Radiance. Or at the very least gets a Maelstrom or something, goes for the Battle Bear build. But as it is, I'm a little worried now. Dignitas, they're getting a lot of out. I mean, if we see something like a Queen of Pain get popped out next, that could be completely and utterly devastating. We'll see what Dignitas have in mind though. Definitely a very strong lineup from them there. Now, it looks like, well, if we don't see, I'm kind of expecting if we don't see Enigma or Tai picked up here, I'm kind of expecting Enigma and Tai to get banned out by Virtus.Pro ASAP, just because that is not looking pleasant at all. Dignitas, and in fact, Queen of Pain will probably bite the dust as well, just because we saw she was effective last match. She'll be effective again in this match, more than likely. It's going to take their time here on this third pick. I'm just going to check that nobody's crashed out or anything. Nope, okay, they're all good. Going to take their time here on this third pick. As there we go, they're going to go for a Vengeful Spirit.
Team ban.
Okay, that gives them some ability. It's a nice support. Interesting choice. I don't know if they just want to pick off heroes like Tinker with the swap, or if they're more interested in just sort of, they can possibly sort of bait with Vengeful Spirit and then swap, say, a Magnus or Darkseer in somebody's face. We'll see Sven, though, being banned out as well.
Dire team ban.
Sven being banned out as well. Okay, Virtus.Pro decided to pick up Sven. Sven, of course, has become very popular, and some people would say overpowered. People have discovered his overpoweredness. I don't know if this overpowered is the correct term, but however, he is definitely very strong. And it comes down to that armor aura, making him team so hard to kill. He stacked it with a couple of other armor auras, and suddenly you're rocking like 20. Everybody has like 25 to 30 armor, and it's ridiculously hard to cut through when it comes to auto attack damage. You really have to have those really high tier items or a lot of negative armor on your team. Rubik, though, the next ban, I don't really blame them, of course. Dignitas with plenty of great spells to steal, and Virtus.Pro probably looking for some kind of supports here. Bounty Hunter, probably the Suicide Soul. I'm getting the feeling Tinker's going to be taking mid here, and then Lone Druid in the safe lane, and they might be looking for a jungler and a support. We'll see what Virtus.Pro want to go with here. I mean, they might even decide to pick up the Enigma if they can get their hands on it. They do have the first pick, so if Dignitas don't ban out the Enigma, they might decide to grab that up. I'm kind of expecting to see Tide Hunter Luna being banned. Okay, well, I suppose with the lockdown and the vacuum, you can try and set up a fight there, but interesting decision. Luna being banned. So she has that cleave effect, I guess. Alright, interesting choice. We'll see where they go with it, though. But now the fourth ban here from Dignitas. I think they've probably looked to pick off some supports. Now, they have one of their better supports here, of course, Vengeful Spirit. Now, they pick off the Chen. I think they're getting rid of these push. They really don't want to have these people just split pushing around the map, picking off the Chen as well. You have to watch out for that Lone Druid. But I get the feeling Dignitas are going to be all about the team fight, probably. Lots and lots of team fight. And they can probably force a lot of early fights. We'll see what Tinker goes, whether or not he goes for Marching Machines to try and control these early fights. We'll see. Now the fifth ban here from Virtus.Pro, banning some slightly different heroes there. Was not expecting the Luna ban in the middle of that. But right now Dignitas, they're probably looking... They need some... If they're going to push, or they might not even push, they might just go for pure team fight. But I kind of expect Queen of Pain to get banned out here somewhere, because she's really looking good in that lineup.
5 seconds remaining.
She's definitely a mean hero when it comes to positioning in AoE. That would go very nicely. However, it looks like Virtus.Pro are going to really take their time with this one. Going to overtime.
Dire team ban.
Are they sending Undying to solo mid? No, they're not sending Undying to solo mid. They can't. He's banned. They're not. They can't use him. Anyway. The final ban there, Shadow Fiend. Interesting. Okay. Definitely a possible choice. I mean, with the AoE, it's definitely a strong choice, of course, and you've got to remember, Fogged also plays the Shadow Fiend quite well, and at the same time, you start stacking a couple of negative armor effects, and things really start getting messy. You have the presence of the Dark Lord, and then the Wave of Terror on top of that. That's around about -8, -10 armor. That's a lot of negative armor, very painful, especially if you're not starting to stack your own. And for heroes like Tinker, it makes them very, very squishy all of a sudden. Leshrac, though, the final ban. So Dignitas just getting rid of some of those pushes, as well as support heroes. Of course, Leshrac fitting that build, but another Shadow Demon here from Virtus.Pro. Alright, we'll see if KSI plays it again. And they've actually allowed Enigma to slip through. Will Dignitas decide to go with the Enigma pick, or are they going to consider him a bit of a crutch here? We'll see. I mean, there is such thing as overkill. They might decide, you know what, Magnus is stunned and Darkseid is stunned, and it's all they need. They might just go for some more offensive nuke-based heroes in a moment. We'll see in a moment, though. They don't have that long to pick, though, of course. They have chewed through most of the reserve time already.
10 seconds.
I mean, they could even throw... I mean, they really wanted to. Dignitas could even go for the late game. I mean, they could decide to sit down and go with a Void if they really wanted to. Of course, Magnus takes solo mid, Darkseid takes mid, and they could go for a defensive try. They forget Vengeful Spirit, throw it in another hero. Like, I mean, Jakira's available. They go Vengeful Spirit, Jakira, and then a Void. And, of course, Void has plenty of firepower. Well, not so much firepower, but he's got a big... Really, he contributes early on. Although, that said... I don't know, they don't have that much burst, and they've got a lot of close-range heroes there, because Vengeful Spirit, of course, short-range, Darkseid short-range, Magnus short-range. That might be difficult to fit a Void into that for the early team fights and pick people up. It'll really come down to Void's positioning and basically his use. And they're going to pick up a Gyrocopter.
Radiant team pick.
A Gyrocopter, okay. I did not expect that, but I suppose if you get the lockdown there, the AoE lockdown, of course, Darkseid and Magnus, we've all seen exactly how devastating, and I kind of feel that either I2000 or Fogged is going to play the Gyrocopter here, and they're going to play him as a carry. And if you've been to a pub, you've seen exactly how nasty Gyrocopter can get in a pub when you get him something like an when you get him that Daedalus or those damage items basically.
10 seconds.
He can actually really start hitting hard. And if you drag everybody into a small area too, so he can just focus everyone down. I don't know, guys. New meta. We'll see. We'll see.
Reserve time.
Definitely an interesting choice. So final pick here from Virtus.Pro though, but Dignitas with some interesting choices. But now the final pick here for Virtus.Pro. We'll see. As I see Mizo Gaming saying that no Tyrant just lost to a Gyrocopter with a Divine Rapier and a Satanic. I think it comes down to if your opponents are getting Divine Rapiers, it's not really the hero, it's more just the fact that you've probably let them farm way too much. We'll see, of course, that would have definitely stung. I mean, if you get a Divine Rapier on his Firewall Guns, then that's definitely not a nasty that's not a nice result at all. But however, Virtus.Pro are going to chew through their reserve time here, thinking about this final pick. Now, I think they're looking for another support here, or possibly a jungler. Shadow Demon, of course, can look after the Lone Druid. We'll see what they've got in mind, though. They're going to take their time with this one, though. I think that it's probably going to be a support or a jungle. That's my feeling here, my gut feeling. That's what they're going to have to go with. Now, whether or not they want what they want is going to be the question. I mean, I feel Enigma would fit nice in this. They could put the early pressure on towers, and there'd be good team fight potential, which definitely they need. They need some big threat. They need to be able to scare Dignitas and make them wary about pushing in under a tower. But they go for the Invoker instead. Wait a minute. Okay, this could actually be a Lone Druid of the jungle. Could be a Invoker in the safe lane. And then Shadow Demon mostly pulling and keeping to himself in the helping out the jungle there. Tinker in mid and Bounty Hunter taking the solo lane. We'll see in a moment. And we might actually see a Quas Wex Invoker to try and, well, basically ward off early team fights. Although they could go for the Exhort if they wanted to try and get the pushes happening. But I get the feeling it's going to be Quas Wex, but we'll see in a moment. The final pick here for Dignitas, and I think it's going to be some kind of soft supporter. I get the feeling it's going to be some kind of defensive tri-lane. Or not. Okay, so it's going to be the Enigma pick. They're picking up their own jungler, and they are going for the full AoE Wombo combo. Darkseer, Magnus, Enigma as well. Throw in a Gyrocopter for good measure, and then there happens to be a Vengeful Spirit just because you need a hard support somewhere, and it looks like that's the one they want. There we go, Snaking. Wait a minute. Snaking's playing. It's going to actually be a solo mid Enigma, and there we go. It's probably going to be a Suicide Darkseer again. Alright then. Just switch off the overlay. And we're good to go. Alright then, so let's call out the players here, the heroes that they're on. We have Virtus.Pro on the Radiant side. NS going to be playing the Shadow Demon, Airman playing the Lone Druid, KSI on the Tinker, Santa playing Bounty Hunter, and Kurz, we'll just call him Kurz, playing the Invoker. Alright then. On the Dire side for Dignitas, we have Fogged on the Magnus, Tides of Time playing Virtus for 82000 on the Gyrocopter, Shiny playing the Darkseer, and Snaking will be playing the Enigma. Alright then, slightly different switch-ups here. We'll see what they're going for. However, 5-man sweeper from Dignitas might find a target. It could be Santa, although Santa does have the Windwalk already. Does have a counter wards. Does not look like it. So Santa should be fine. If he walks into trouble, he can just hit the invis and get the hell out, unless he gets chain stun, which they probably can't. They don't really have the ability to do that. They throw down a blocking ward here.
30 seconds to battle.
Bear. In fact, they might even be able to pick off the bear, maybe. I mean, it's going to deal some damage, which would just be annoying, generally speaking. And we see also a block down on top of this rune here, on top of this camp here. I don't know if they really would have used it all that much, but we'll see. In fact, no, it looks like they might have been.
The battle begins.
They might have been planning to do something. We'll see. As it looks like. Wait a minute. Are they doing an ancient stack here? Tinker has no items. Alright, we'll see what Tinker has in mind here. It looks like they're going to send Santa up top. Shadow Demon also coming in. I think he's just dropping wards and he'll leave. Oh, he'll stay. Never mind then. Vengeful Spirit also throwing in a ward to block the Ancients there. And Tinker, he was doing an Ancient strat. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. This is he's got extra cash, so he can buy counter wards. This is definitely necessary if you're going to go up for an, otherwise it's all in. If it messes up, if they block your camp and you don't have counter wards, that completely ruins it. That said though, he's going to miss out on a couple of camps for sure. And he's going to come to this easy camp. Now look for the easy camp, find nothing. Or they might be going for the hard camp instead. He might just be saying, you know what, I don't even want the Ancients now. In fact, it looks like he is indeed doing the hard camp. Now we see Darkseer charging in behind this. What is Santa? Virtus.Pro, what are they doing?
Under attack.
I almost feel like Virtus.Pro are having a mass stroke all at once. I think he's possibly waiting for the. I think he's waiting for the courier. Okay, so it's not completely retarded, but at the same time, He's not going to be able to kill it in one hit because it has been upgraded to a flying one already. And it's got the haste. He was hoping to pick up a walking courier with the bottle. And look at this. He can't even get it. Complete waste of time there. This, kids, is why we get a flying courier ASAP. Otherwise, you have some little vandal like this try and pick off your courier. We go Tinker throwing in that counter ward there, getting rid of it. Same time Invoker though, so it looks like a possible gank here. He's actually just going to try and snipe that there, although it does get picked off by Enigma anyway. Cigara comes in, they're going to gun here for the kill. Throws down the heat-seeking missile there, the homing missile. It is going to connect, as it looks like Shadow Demon is actually giving solo farm here. And it will connect there. I don't know if they can pick it out. Or maybe they can. There we go. We have the Rocket Barrage again. The stun as well, although he's going to get harassed here by Sandro. Actually, it's not going to result in anything. But there we go. First blood picked up. We see that's what. This is what Bounty Hunter was hoping to pick off here. A walking courier. Now Darkseid though has run out of regen. Does he have something on the way? Yes he does. There we go. Soul Ring on the way along with the health potion. Sands now taking over the off lane. And they will move NS. I was wondering why NS was farming that lane by himself. And it just came to the fact they were trying to use the lane. Well, Bounty Hunter's over here just doing his pub shenanigans. There we go, there we go. Ancient's now finally being stacked though. I hear a cold snap there. Not resulting in anything. We see Darkseid now just going to try and jack this pull if he can. He will manage to steal most of it there, getting those last hits in. He's actually going to charge after him. There's the Soul Ring as he's going to throw down the Soul Catcher. And he should NS should be able to back off there. There is no counter gank coming from mid. So Darkseid should also be clear to get free. In fact, he changed his mind. Charges back in here. We do have a disruption up in 10 seconds. So no vacuum. Should be able to escape. But forces him to waste a TP there. And this is painful for a hard support like Shadow Demon. Burning 135 gold there to merely escape this early in the game is not nice. Because it's the kind of thing he wanted to have for counter ganks. As it looks like Santa going to dodge that. Going to invis and run for his life there before he gets stunned. Meanwhile, Invoker mid, he is doing Quas Wex. Spirit Bear, okay, he's gone for the early
is under attack.
Orb of Venom there, as we see it continuing to stack here for Tinker, and he's obviously being left alone here, but he's been delayed fairly significantly. Magnus though picks up a regenerator. Something he did while he was waiting for the wards to come out. What he did there was stack that for later. Meanwhile, though, Magnus coming back to mid there with the regenerate and early phase boots there for A2000 on the gyro. Magnus though just going to go toe to toe. Can't really out harass Invoker though. 3 levels in class means he's going to heal up fairly rapidly. See there, he's already healing 10 health a second. Kind of ridiculous. Now Fog now getting hit there by the cold snap several times. Going to sting quite a bit. Meanwhile, counter ward down there for the dive side. They can see the Bounty Hunter tries to come up there. Santa has copped a fair bit of damage. Is going to spot. In fact, Snakey could be instead, although, oh no, he's gone for level 2 in Shinada. If that was a level 2 Shuriken, might have been able to take him. Actually, probably not. He would have gone down there. Too many Eidolons were available. Meanwhile, though, bottom lane, Darkseid 29-0, 31-0. If anything's going right for Virtus.Pro, it's the fact that their Lone Druid is getting the farm that he requires. But I am definitely fearful for the late game because it's going to come down to Dignitas. They're not too worried about pushing. They're just like, you know what, sit back, get the farm happening. They're looking for the late game. It's going to come down to Virtus.Pro. Once they get that about the 25-minute mark, they're going to want to get stuck in, start taking towers, and that's where things get dangerous. To pushing in against a swap, against Magnus, against Darkseid, against Enigma, all these crazy, powerful teamfight heroes. Then you don't want to, like, you push in mid tower. They could be sitting here ready to gank you. That's really scary stuff. Meanwhile, though, it looks like Darkseid in a bit of trouble. He's going to try and back off. He has been starting to really see a root proc. Not yet. Darkseid should have Surge up in a second. In fact, being body blocked a little bit. Like, not surging. Alright then. Deciding not to surge. And there's that cold snap. Waited too long. Okay, this is what he was worried about. Disruption. And he will get brought down there.
Illusion to the shadows.
He's worried about the disruption eating up most of his surge time. And unfortunately, waited a little bit too long. Probably should have just gunned for it. Walked straight into the hands of a cold snap, which was enough to pin him down. Meanwhile, though, See, Nimbus still farming well. Fortunately, this is the issue. I get the feeling that the Dire side, they are indeed farming better. There we go. This is what I'm worried about for Virtus.Pro. The fact that Dire are already ahead, and they're not really worried about pushing. It's all going to be about them defending and farming. It's going to be down to Virtus.Pro to set the tempo of this game. And already, they're not really having the potential to push here. Which comes down to the fact that Tinker is so far behind still. And no, this is live. This is not a rebroadcast. Definitely live. Meanwhile, though, as we see it, Dust there. Ult getting dropped down by 2000. Should be enough to take Santa. He sends to a counter ward and Dust it up. Not much to do. Vengeful Spirit going to take that with a Cry of Terror. Wave of Terror. Meanwhile, kill him mid there. Magnus gets brought down. A good gank there from Virtus.Pro.
Radiant's top tower is under
Voka, though,
attack.
finishing up his phase boots. Looks like
Radiant
Shadow Demon,
structures are
just with normal
fortified.
consumables. Meanwhile, though, a bit of a push. I said they were unlucky to push that early. They might just snipe this tower, though. I mean, they've got the potential to do it. Why not? See Tinker, though, coming to defend, throwing out March Machines. Now, we're doing the March build, of course.
Radiant's top tower is
This
under
tower will get
attack.
brought down. I don't want to get the
Radiant's
sneak in the
top
deny there.
tower has
Deciding to
fallen.
back up and not risk it. Although, spare bear in his pocket. Darkseer, 500 gold in the bank there as well. Gotta say though, Lone Druid as well as Invoker are farming well, so this is definitely something that is going right for Virtus.Pro. And these heroes are getting their farm happening. Now Tinker just going to spam March Machines a bit more here, going to continue to stack and pull and stack and pull and just farm and farm and farm. I'm just a little bit worried that they might decide to come and disrupt this, because I mean, they know this is happening. Dignitas know this is happening. They could come over here at just about any given moment to try and set up a gank on him. And without boots, he's definitely quite vulnerable. Still only level 3. See, Shadow Demon's come over here just to help leech experience as well. Harassment there. 80,000 though, just pushing down. Has gone for the Ring of Aquila. In fact, that's an item I have not seen that frequently as of recent. And now we see, Tornado gets tossed through there. Unfortunately, though, it looks like he will get brought down. 3v1, not fair odds at all. Even if he'd gone invisible, it would have been fairly easy for their Darkseer to run him down with the Iron Shell. In fact, Darkseer with a haste rune going to get disrupted there. Also going to hit Soul Catcher as well. Shadow Poison. Nuke's being thrown in there by Tinker. Level 1 rockets, no damage at all. And they will bring him down. Marching Machines as well. It looks like Darkseer will manage to back off. Finally! Finally the haste rune wearing off there. See, Magnus are going to push down tier 1. I said they probably wouldn't be pushing that much, but I mean, they're seeing an opportunity here. A skewer in, we've got an, oh no ult up. Might be enough though, there we go, there's the Malphus, level 3, should be enough to bring down KSI. A shockwave to finish him off there as well. And now in fact, here we go, track gold though, this might help them out a bit. Track gold there, getting picked up on the Enigma. They could go for 2 on Fogged. No ults on Fogged though, he's got to skewer up to about 10 seconds, he should be okay. They're going to track him up there. Shadow Poison throws out another shockwave. They should be able to get clear. Skewer coming up 4 seconds. Surging him though. He will be able to escape. Although, wait, maybe not. One more auto attack could be enough. Cold Snap seals the deal. However, Bounty Hunter is visible. Disruption saved there. Nice play by NS. Need to be wary of another Cold Snap there. Curves though managing to pick that one up at a good distance of a Magic Missile being sent out there by Tides of Time. He has gone for 2 in the Aura, 1 in Wave of Terror, and then 2 in the Stun as well. So 80,000 though, 2k in the bank. This is definitely worrisome though, the fact that he's getting nice and fun. But at the same time, Lone Druid farming well. Might not be quite as speed though. He's gone for a couple of different, he's not rushing that super hard. That Radiance, of course, is generally the build, as it looks like they've decided to come and farm this. Oh no! Tinker! Gonna have his Ancients possibly stolen here, although there is a bit of a counterattack coming. Cold Snap, as well as the Soul Catcher as well. Should be enough to help bring down 80,000. Drops the nuke there, will get brought down, but he drops his own nuke. The cooldown coming as the Sorry is there from Virtus.Pro. Lone Druid has to pause now. The question is, will the second nuke come in time? It won't be enough to kill him at level 1. But Darkseer might be enough to run him. In fact, Darkseer probably going to be enough to run him down here. No surge on him though. And Invoker does have those phase boots, and it does have the Wex orbs up as well, so he's going to be speedier than Darkseer right now. This looks like they've had a quick disconnect. Oh, okay, and Invoker has had a quick disconnect. Zeke asks, how did Dignitas win game 1? Simple answer, big plays. Big plays. No, this is definitely live, Zeke. 100% live. So Fog, what is he sitting on there? Now, Fog does have his ult up if they try and counterattack. Yeah, I get the feeling that KSI might try and participate in the moment. I get the feeling KSI might show up here in a second. And we've got the Bear coming as well. I doubt he'll try and get in the fight. But if KSI comes in, they could throw down an ult. And that would be devastating. They've got another shockwave up in 4 seconds as well. Bring up the gold chart for a moment. Now we see the Dire team 3k gold advantage right now. Experience chart around about a 3k advantage there on top of that. I'll just check items quickly as well. What have we got here? Spectacular Dark. It looks like Snaking has decided to start working on a headdress, whether on a mech. So he's got the headdress there for the mech. He's also got the buckler. Okay, so he's fairly close to a mech. How much cash does he have? In fact, he's all of 200 gold away there from that mech. So he'll have that fairly soon. It looks like Dignitas might actually decide to gun for an early push. Invoker in some trouble there. I really don't see him escaping. He's definitely in some serious trouble. Now, that said, though, Marching Machines, what level is it? It's only level 2. Might do a fair bit of damage there. It could potentially be enough for somebody to sweep in here and finish. Although, that said, Bounty Hunter is still here. I mean, he's got level 2 Shuriken up in Dignitas. They could potentially burst down Darks here, but we'll see in a moment. I'm sure Invoker busy mashing this keyboard looking for a third spell. Try and figure out what's the problem there for Invoker. Okay, PC busy dying. It's probably rebooting at the moment. Brain. Okay, so he's lagging, got 0 FPS, trying to fix that. Magnets, so hands picked up a brace. I might just be going for early drums. And drums, of course, one of those early nice little items that really helps out the entire team. Looking Vengeful Spirit, probably just looking for any kind of health boost that she can get. Right now, she's a little bit too squishy, as we can see. She can't really stand up in the fight. In fact, back when we saw the odd sort of semi-carry Avenger, was something they do. They weren't so much building her up to semi-carry damage-wise. They were just trying to keep her in the fight, just get her a few early items so she was more reliable. She could stay in the fight more reliably, and most importantly, just keep throwing out those stuns and be there for the aura. Invoker could try and change his... The problem is if Invoker goes invisible, he could try and Ghost Walk indeed, but the issue is, Insidious, is the fact that what's going to happen is he's still going to be in radius, because I'm pretty sure the second missile hasn't fallen yet. He's still going to be within radius for this second missile, because of course Ghost Walk slows him down massively. So he's getting hit by the second missile, and that won't kill him, but what is going to kill him is this Ion Shell burning him. It is a level 4 Ion Shell, and that second missile is going to leave him on very little health. And the Iron Shell will finish him. I don't really think he can escape here just because, unless, if he had a 4-staff, I think he could get away. He can be spamming that 4-staff. In fact, it looks like he's what he's trying to build right now. He's in fact about 400 gold shy of that. Now he could just 4-staff up the hill and be done with it. But right now, I don't think he's got a spell up his sleeve that'll save him. Ghost Walk is going to slow him down too much, and they've got the AoE to finish him there. If Shadow Demon was still up, they could go for the Disruption save, but of course he's dead. So not going to be able to do much there. Oh, right. You're right. Let me have a look. I forgot to change the date on the title, didn't I? Yes, I did. I apologize. It is the 27th. I'll update that now. This is game number 2. Vengeful Spirit, though, I am definitely very, very worried. I mean, it definitely, this is not over either way. It could swing either way at the same time. You see, it's not so much the kill board as even the gold. The gold is obviously swinging towards Dignitas, but the thing is, the heroes that need farm on Virtus.Pro's team are getting farm apart, of course, from Tinker. Tinker really is not getting it, but they've got 2 heroes who can stall this game quite nicely. Of course, pushing in against Invoker is a pain in the ass, but at the same time, they are getting plenty of farm on the bear, and that is, if anything's going to change things, if anything's going to turn this around easily, it's going to be the Radiance on the bear and just completely switching up the fight. I am still indeed casting from Australia Hypertonic, unfortunately, but that's life. That's how we roll, but it looks like, here we go, Invoker finally back, has fixed his brain or PC issues, whichever the two it was. And he's still loading in. They don't, okay, they've got a plan here. Tactical pause. Did they manage to come up with a plan while they threw this tactical pause? You know, all of Russia came together, put the brains trust together, and tried to figure out how to fix this issue here of Invoker, who is a mere moments away from death. Honestly, I don't think they can. I don't think Invoker's got anything that's going to save him. Mostly just because Darkseer is going to shred him. I think it's more going to be a case of can they get a counter kill in here. I don't think they're going to be able to save Curse, but they might be able to kill somebody else in return. And there we go. It's going to Ghost Ball going. No, he got away! Oh, it's completely wrong. They're R&D going to get a counter kill, although they will pick off the Bounty Hunter instead. I did not think he was quick enough to escape that second missile, but he was indeed. And there we go. So there we go. Triumph completely wrong once again. But now if they can proc a route here on Fog, Fog's going to be somewhat annoyed. Although he does have another skewer. In fact, throwing a skewer over the top, just missing that Invoker.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Okay, Wave of Terror being tossed in there. Bit of counter warding being done as well. I think Dignitas are still interested. In fact, wow. Gyro, though, getting back into the mix of things there straight away. Buying back into the fight. Looks like they might be thinking of stealing again. I mean, they could go for that. They could try and get this still happening if they wanted to. It looks like they are indeed. They're going to come up here in force, and they want those ancient stacks, and this is going to really upset Tinker. And he's like, guys, come on, why can't you just leave me alone? And there we go. There's the steal. This is always the danger of stacking ancients, or even a big stack of creepers. The fact that somebody will come along and steal your stuff and jack your ride. And there is a Dota crash. Okay, then. So, another good pause. Alright, then. No, it's uncrashed. Alright, they're back. Since this latest patch is somewhat unstable. There we go, are going for the steal here as we final barrels on cooldown now. Fog still have no ult for Fog here as we do have a black hole. I need to be careful. Cooldown coming in once again, gonna deal some serious damage here. No, only the first one here. They're still going for the steal. They're skewering. Can Magus try and set up a fight here? Another shockwave in as well. There's the missile. Unfortunately, Sander being caught up, and another counter ward down. A magic missile there from Vengeful Spirit. Tornado going through as well. Root's going to proc down on the Gyrocopter. Shadow Demon gets picked up as well. And now the Lone Druid. This is the kill that they want. There's the Warcry. He's going for the armor. Black Hole on just the Lone Druid. Alright then. They want that kill badly. And now Curse into trouble. But the track goal. Can they get a Tide? Tide standing his ground. Says, yo, I'm going to take you. But they've run out of wards finally. So many counter wards. Finally run out of them there though. So you see a swap there as Vengeful Spirit tries to escape, and they get the kill. Invoker walks face first in this ward and dies a horrible, painful death. Ancients were stolen, and that not a good result there for Virtus.Pro, and Tinker probably crying himself to sleep right about now. I can tell you, KSI is going to go home. He's going to cry himself to sleep, and he's just going to be there in the fetal position in the corner. Everything he's done this game, they're just Dignitas are making it their mission to upset him, to ruin his day. And 2000, looks like he's not too worried about getting ganked here. He's sitting low, on very low health there, doesn't really care too much. Santa, though, has picked up his own brace. So it looks like he'll be going for drums fairly soon. I doubt we'll see another ancient stack, just because Tinker's going, you know what, alright, they're just going to steal that off me again. And we see Shadow Demon, I think, who's mostly stacking here for Tinker. I think they're just trying to get Tinker up to speed any way they can at the moment. Meanwhile, the Dire team just going to sneak in a Roshan run there. I think they know that really there's nothing the Radiant can do to stop them at the moment. Magnus has his ult up once again. I'm going to bring up the net value as well. And this is definitely trouble. Gyro getting so much cash out of these fights. Big net worth at the moment indeed. Now he's looking for his first big item. 2k there. What will he go for? We'll see. Darkseer hasn't really had the greatest amount of farm here. It looks like Sam's just going to try and go toe-to-toe, though. Darkseer decides to try and find him. Has to watch out for the Shuriken, though. It does a lot of damage indeed. Darkseer correctly back up, although Sunstrike just dodged there. Trying to realize, you know what, actually I'm visible. I probably better dodge this. Now, it was only probably a level 1 Sunstrike. Yeah, only a level 1 Sunstrike, but still, it would have been enough to kill him. He was quite low indeed. They're now healing up with his boots. And now another call down here. Doesn't hit anything, though. It is too slow. Invoker, of course, one of the speedier heroes. He almost has his 4-star up. This is going to sting those homing missiles so they can get rid of it at the tower. Probably not. Oh, no, just going to disjoin it there with the Ghost Walk. Nicely done.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Lone Druid, though, 400 gold in the bank as Enigma picks up a Blink Dagger. So forget what I said about Dignitas hanging him back. I mean, they can get aggressive here. Very, very aggressive, although at the same time, it looks like they're going to try and pick off the Lone Druid again. These are the kills they need. If Lone Druid has his radius delayed, really, Virtus.Pro, they're going to run out of aces up their sleeves. Now Invoker has picked up 4-star up there. As it looks like they're going to go for the kill here on who is Enigma. Gets the Tornado off as well. Has also got the Shadow Poison on. Here comes a rocket from Tinker. This is in fact only going to hit 82,000. Now 4-star, they're trying to save the Shadow Demon. Doesn't work though. Doesn't quite get him up the hill, and they will pick him off. Now Gyro has decided to pick up a Yasha. We'll see if he goes for the full mantra or not. Here another homing missile being set up. Should be taken care of there by the tower. There we go, it does get picked off there in the end. Defense though, I've got to say though, at the very least they can try and stall these pushes with March machine spam there from Tinker. Now Tinker has got his travels at long last, has picked them up, so he can actually fly on the map and cause some, or at the very least, stall and counter push and just spam, but at the same time he's going to be careful because he's got a lot of blinkers and sort of the swap there from Venture Spread, they can pick him off. Looks like Skewered there, going to try and pick off the Invoker. Invoker though, 4-staffing away, the auto attacks will follow down the cliff from the Eidolons, and Snaking will get that kill there. Now they're going to push in on mid once again, mech being popped by the Darkseer. No, wait a minute, who had that mech? No, it's Enigma's mech. Disregard. Darkseer is too powerful. Darkseer has money, but I think he's going for a pipe first. Although that said, they don't have that much magical damage.
Radiant structures are
so he might even shoot the pipe. We'll see what he goes for anyway.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And he might even just get a Vlads or something to help out his team push. We'll see. The damage order is always nice. And here's the Marching Machine's going to try and stall things. Disruption there. Skewer in there from Fog. Fog has his blink. They get the kill there. They pick off the Shadow Demon again. And a swap there. Trying to get Fog out of trouble. And now it looks like we're going to pick him off though. Bounty Hunter though, going to get in the mix there. He has got a haster. Now we're going to see he gets stunned there. The counter ward is down as well. Now Bounty Hunter into trouble. Santa getting it picked up. Santa goes down as well. Good trade there. They only lose an Aegis. They get a tower and a couple of heroes. 3 hero kills out of it. Nicely done there from Dignitas. And they've got to say, if there was going to be any hope of a comeback from here from Virtus.Pro, it is looking fairly bleak now. A 12k advantage there to the Dire team in gold and a 14k experience lead as well. Dignitas seem to have this one in the bank. This is game number 2, for the people asking. You can see that little green pip there underneath the hero kills. That signifies a game 1. Each little green pip. You see Snaking though, Blink Dagger mech. Looks like Dignitas are just going for full on aggression. I mean, they could have sat back and just rested on the laurels and gone for late game, but they said, you know what, let's gun, let's put pressure on, we've got the advantage here, no need to let the Lone Druid farm, let's just make sure he can't. Let's just take all his towers, get map control, and just gank the absolute hell out of them. See, Magus has indeed gone for those drums of endurance. Nobody coming through here. Lone Druid is dead. I might be looking for another kill on him. Lone Druid, 700 gold in the bank. Hasn't really managed to pick up a whole lot. Where is his bear is the question. There's his bear. And in fact, he's decided, you know what, we can't do the Radiant. Let's go for the Battle Bear build. As you see, disruption there on Magnus. Magnus now trying to back up. Skewers away. Black Hole being tossed down. Shuriken going to cancel though. Call down on Sander. Sander taking a lot of damage here. Machu Sheet is down as well. They decide to back up as a Shadow Demon ult being used there on Enigma. More homing rockets being sent out by Tinker, as it looks like they will back up. We've got homing rockets and a homing missile this game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Enigma also backing up. He needs to go back and heal indeed. 80,000 should be going for 2.8k in the bank. I'm just wondering if he's just going for a raw damage item at the moment. We'll see. He might not even go for full man design. So you know what, let's just get raw damage. He's going to pop his spiral barrels and just push in there. Has only gone for one level in rocket. Oh, this is interesting. Gone for one level in rocket barrage. One in his home missile. This is just for the setup on the stun. And I believe he's just leveling stats.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think he's just trying to get as much health and damage out as he can. I don't really disagree with this. In fact, the home missile doesn't really do. It's not a reliable source of damage. It's nice, but it's not reliable. And the rockets are nice, but they really do scale off in the late game. The early game, the laning phase, they're nice for kills, but in the late game, they definitely become quite lackluster. As Lone Darkseer actually does get picked off. Invoker gets himself stuck. He's drunk. Get down from there, Invoker. You are drunk.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Standard though has picked up nothing useful. Really has got the drums, which is nice. Meanwhile, we see Dignitas though going to put pressure on the top racks or not. Looks like they're going to come back to mid in a moment as well. Vengeful Spirit looking for a note, throws in a counter order. Thought she might be looking for a swap, changes mind. Looks like she's just going to bait Shockwave. Or not, this isn't bait. This is holy crap, I'm being ganked. Never mind, two different things. And she will get picked off here. You see Tinker cancel his teleport there. It looks like Enigma also trying to get away. The bear actually might take another kill. No, the Maelstrom is done. However, blink away there from Enigma. We see the base being protected there by March Machine Spam. And Fogged has found himself a double damage. What's Darkseer? Darkseer actually going... Okay, they're going for the mass initiation here. We've got so much mobility on the Radiant team. Everybody here has a blink except for Vengeful Spirit and Gyrocopter. Three people on this team have blink. We've got a blink on the Darkseer. I mean, this is not a common build on the Darkseer, but it's effective. It allows them to get those instantaneous wars down. And right now, Dignitas going for the full-on Alpha Strike with their build. This is definitely a strong, especially when your enemy team can't get the BKBs up. Because none of these guys can just afford this farm for the BKBs right now. In fact, it is probably Bounty Hunter's next item. Kisuni, those have been since those have been a long time, very long time. There's an old change. And there we go, another pick off there. Shadow Demon gets brought down. They will pick off the bear as well. The bear gets killed. Do they have a spare one? There is a pocket bear ready, but this is going to be annoying. They wanted that for the defense. Really shouldn't have wasted that, especially if the Dire team decides pushing here or they smoke up. Looks like they're going for a gank instead. Looks like they're going to gun for mid here, and they could well pick off this Invoker. And there we go, here comes the stun. No, 4 staffs away to the trees. Breaks line of start. On the other hand, Bounty Hunter going to be their target as he looks like he may have overstepped his overstated block. Gets picked up here by the stuns. Although maybe that'll save the tornado. And Broker comes in for the save there. An auto attack gets a track kill, tracking him up. Gyro now trying to run for his life. Good counter attack there, and they get a pair of kills. Nicely done as we see the blink out there from Snaking trying to get clear. Fogged also doesn't have a skewer up, gets hit by the roots. Do we have a follow-up? Decides to teleport out. Should be able to escape. There we go. Although Enigma now in some trouble getting hit by that cold snap, although Invoker changed his mind and backs up here. I think Dignitas need to calm down right about now. They need to calm down to get ready to finish up farming. They just want to get their next big item on Gyro, then they can probably go. Maybe even a BKB next on Gyro. We'll see. But I think they want to calm down. It's something the Virtus.Pro did last match. They got too aggressive, overstepped, and just got punished for it. Dignitas could run the risk of doing the same thing. Especially since Lone Druid. I mean, he doesn't need that many. Like, if he gets a few lucky procs to fight, he can really turn a fight around with a bear. If he just gets a few lucky procs with those roots. See, Magnus 2.5k in the bank. Now they're seeing Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter getting smacked up there by the Shockwave. Now he's visible. They throw down the stun track swap as well. Here come the homing rockets as well. Shockwave again. Bounty Hunter though will pop drums and run for his life. The counterattack again, Fog down, gets him on the wrist. This is what I mean. Picks him a kill. There's the wall. Back him as well. Not really that effective in this fight though. A forced stuff forward by the Invoker. They get disruption down as well. A stun in from the Vengeful Spirit. Can they disengage here? A root proc here would be devastating on the Enigma. Bear still charging for, taking a lot of damage from the tower though. And there we go, Enigma now about to get picked up. Although the Bear dies, but a blink in there from the Tinker. Tinker charging rockets again. Magnus buys back. They're going to get another kill there. And Virtus.Pro are suddenly finding their second win here. Although Tides of Time now into trouble here. They could stand to lose a few heroes. Tides of Time getting brought down. Call down being used. Hits pretty much nothing except Invoker. Invoker though will be the next to fall. And now Lone Druid into trouble. Unless Roots. Can they proc? No, they won't. But that was a hell of a messy fight. Buybacks and hero kills galore. Santa, though, still in the mix, has picked up of Vladimir's offering. Did actually have it during that fight. 3.6. That said, though, A2000 has got 3.8 thousand gold in the bank. And this means a big damage item's on the way. And there we go. This could either be... Well, I get the feeling this will be a Daedalus. Could be a Monkey King bar, but I kind of feel a Daedalus is coming there as A2000 for bar 1. And this is what worries me. The Lone Druid just hasn't had the same amount of farm here. And if it comes to late game, if this really goes to late game, I feel there could be some trouble for him. It's not so much the Lone Druid being able to kill this guy, it's the fact that A2000, with this amount of farm, and you know, we haven't got the same amount of farm here on the Bounty Hunter or the Shadow Demon Invoker, and I just feel that he's going to shred them with fire or barrels. See Roshan getting it cleaned up now as well. We don't really have any counter-attack coming from the Radiant side. No, we don't.
Roshan has fallen to the down.
And there we go. Aegis. I think that's Roshan number 2 there being picked up. Tinker with a 4-staff now, as well as a Blink Dagger, going for supreme ability. You see Santa skulking around. Might look for... Oh, no, they're going to go top. Looks like they're just going to try and take the first tier top tower. See a swap back there. 4-staff immediately away though, but Invoker a little bit too deep from the... Well, I mean, they could have given chase. If they wanted to, they could have given chase, but I think they decided, you know what, we don't really have line of sight down here. That's a little bit too risky. It's not risk throwing a fight. Now go. In fact, he's saving. It could actually even be a Monkey King bar. We'll see. We see Enigma now about to get picked off there. Homie rocks as well. Throws it a black hole. Bit of a waste though in the end. Although we'll get a counter kill, but I think in the end probably not worth it. It's only a bounty hunter. In fact, might not even get the bounty hunter kill. Just going to fade the invis. We have some counter wards up, but Tides just can't get the distance there. As you Tinker blinking away, and the ult there from Magno was cancelled. I thought he managed to throw in his ult for a second there as he's going to throw down his ult. No, we will get Tinker escaping as it looks like the Shadow Demon has returned. Shockblades galore. He's going to go for a kill that throws down the ult. We'll pick off both of them. The counter ward was tossed down and Tides could see what was going on. Rockets getting tossed out though. Tides are falling low on health. And Tinker is back. Tinker actually blinking forwards once again. So it looks like they will pick him off there as now we've got a tornado come through. His EMP on top of that. Bogdos has got Skewer up. Skewers away there. Blinks forwards again. Cold Snap, Cold Surge. Rockets will finish him. Turned around trying to attack the rocket. Not that it would have been able to do anything there. As it looks like a homing missile going off there. Going to hit the Lone Druid. A2000 giving chase, has gone for the Monkey King bar. See Fire Bell's going to farm some creep at the same time all over the show there. Even throws down the rocket barrage as well. But he's still leveling those stats. Still leveling those stats. In fact, the only skill is max is his ult and fire all barrels. Here, a rocket hit somebody or something. Now, let's have a look at the gold chart. Still fairly, I mean, it's dropped a little bit. Around about a 14k advantage here for the Dire still. Experience-wise, we are sitting on a 15k lead, though, for the Dire team. So Tinker just teleporting around and then instantaneously blinking into the trees. Does not want to get caught out at all. See Darkseer though, what is he building? Still has gone for a Ghost Scepter to try and get the Lone Druid off him. Indeed, a valuable item for him. And looks like he's also building an Arcanum Scepter. See Tinker teleports in and then immediately blinks in. No, he's in there. They chop down the trees too. Blink is up though, of course. Just refreshing these with, of course, his rearm. There we go, can blink again. So hard to catch. Going to teleport out now with a Boots of Travel as well. Once he gets, I mean, he's going to be even trickier to catch once he gets at level 3, although it's going to cost a lot more. 350, I think, for the rearms once he hits level 3. It's going to get a little bit trickier to spam them. And Magnus is here, going to empower up there. They're thinking about gunning for this. We see a homing missile there, swap back, 4-star out though. There's Tornado, now Magnus blinking in. There's a skewer and the missile as well. And pretty much just wombo comboing him.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, teamwork there from Dignitas to pick him off.
Dire's structures are fortified.
We see a counter push though from the Lone Druid. Lone Druid has picked him the Ulna there on the Spirit Bear. That's got a nice attack speed. They're going for the Battle Bear build. Now 1k still in the Lone Druid. They are pushing there. The Dire needs to get... Oh, and can he push on Vacuum? Not hitting anything. He was looking for a high ground Vacuum there. As it looks at DD Rune being activated. But now we've got a 4v5 push here. And Dignitas, they're looking to seal the deal. Get themselves a Rax. Can they pick one up here? Invoker does have the cash for a buyback. And in fact, I think they need to go for it here. Invoker needing the buyback, although his disruption, in fact, or maybe not, he's going to save for it. He's going to wait till the very last moment to decide. More missiles being spammed out, and it looks like they're going to rely on marching machines as well as the bear to hold this off. And it looks like they can decide to forego the buyback there and just allow Invoker to keep his goal. To secure out there, they're going to try and pick up the Lone Druid. Here comes the damage shockwave, call down as well. They will pick up Lone Druid. Shadow Demon as well being brought into it. And we see 2 instantaneous buybacks, but now the Rax, Invoker still not deigning to buyback, but they will lose this Rax. A couple more auto attacks, and there it goes. The monkeys are doing too much damage. There's the Aldo for Shadow. Swap out there from Vengeful Spirit. Tornado, EMP coming in from Invoker. Invoker's back, and he's pissed. He's going to get a kill here. He's going for 8,000. There's the Black Hole, though. Picking up Lone Druid. Shadowed him again. They bought back only to get crushed twice in a row. The Aegis is back up, and here we go. 8,000 back on his feet. And now Invoker trying to back off. But he's going to be corralled and skewered into the corner. Although, no, he actually gets a kill there on Magnus. Magnus down, Invoker running for his life. He's speedy, but can he get away? There's the slope from the Ice Ball. But he will get cleaned up there. The damage from 8,000 is far too much. And here comes Rax number 2, a buyback from Invoker, but I don't think he can deal with this himself. There is just too much damage. Look at that. 220 a swing, and then you've got Prox. And the fact he's hitting everybody in these fights. Home missile again, but more importantly, here comes the Rax. They're just going to stand their ground and take this. They've got spare towers up. They can afford to trade kills for this. Call down as well defensively. And nicely done there by Dignitas. They have really set themselves up for the late game here. And I think Virtus.Pro, they're going to play this one out. I mean, this is their last legs. They've got to try. Why not? Now, Invoker does have 2.2k in the bank there. Unfortunately, his Hex is going to be delayed. Gyro actually probably building a butterfly here, just trying to get that attack speed up. So Nima just farming away here. Has of course got his BKB. I see Dark's here, 2.2k in the bank. Doesn't quite have enough there for his full-on Argon Scepter. I mean, if you really want to, he could try. No, the Soul Ring wouldn't be enough, even if he sold it. But he does have that gem there. In fact, oh wait a minute, where did the gem go? Okay, he's passed the gem over to Vengeful Spirit Force, who's also picked up her own 4-star there. Again, one of those nice little mobility items, so of course you could swap someone out of danger and then try and 4-star herself out, or at least try and force someone else out of danger first. Vengeful Spirit all around just a great utility hero, and the mobility is pretty much her name. It's a fantastic item for her at the same time, and it looks like, oh my god, Gyro just buying up here, has got a butterfly as well. Look at that damage. Absolutely crazy stuff. He's been buffed up. He's got the Venge Absorbor. He's got the Empower. He's got everything he wants. And he's got everything that Vladimir's offering, pretty much. Look at that damage. He's hitting for nearly 500 damage a swing. And you start spreading 500 damage in an AoE to a team. That is just ridiculous stuff. See the stun there. Malefus, it's also a home missile. Skewers him back into position as well. There's the setup stun as well. Airman is an easy kill. The bear gets off a stun, but it's not going to be enough. And there we go. They're probably just going to sweep here. They're going to sweep through the mid and go for that kill there. And with the, well, back to with 8,000, they can just gun for this as well. I mean, he's got the damage. You look at that. He's just going to backdoor this because he can. Technically not a backdoor from the base here. See the teleport's back. They're rushing back to defend. They've got to hold this one. Here come the Megas. And there we go. Gyro just charging in. Doesn't even need the Firewall Bowser. He's just doing so much damage. He has a great attack speed too. Pretty much Firewall Bounce, just a gravy. And it looks like they're just going to gun for the tier 4 towers. So, you know, we don't even need that Rax. Let's just get the tier 4s. Although they are backing up here. Just being wary about overextending. Don't want to throw this. They're looking for an opening there. There's a swap. Going to try and pick off Standard. No. Oh, they got vision. Disruption saved, though. Invoker, though. Instant Invoker. There's the Black Hole. Catching 2 heroes. A vacuum as well. Doing Invoker as well. And there we go. 3 more heroes wiped out. Tier 4 towers going down. GG is called. And Dignitas, I've got to say, great plays from them. And I've got to say, this Gyrocopter, I mean, this is something we saw him played. It's just a different style of play. We saw him played in the Gigabyte Dota Masters a couple of times. He didn't perform. They played him kind of like, they played him for his spells, not for his auto attack, and he ended up sort of a crappier Leshrac, sort of an easier to kill crappier Leshrac. But playing him for his attack, and I hear that No Titanator also got wiped by Illuminate using one as well. But it hears that just comes down to the fact that it seems that if you play him strictly for his attack as a full-on carry, he's much more viable. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Dignitas doing a 2-0 wipe there of Virtus.Pro. Dignitas, of course, a very scary team in the current Dota 2 metagame. However, we will be looking for an interview with somebody from Dignitas in a few moments, so stay tuned. And I'll be back with possibly snaking, maybe Fog. We'll see.